Ukrainian Armed Forces repel enemy attacks in 4 regions. Ukraine Army eliminates about 75,930 enemy troops. For full news please visit www.ukrinform.net. The Ukrainian Armed Forces have repelled attacks by Russian invaders outside 14 settlements in Ukraine's 4 regions in the past 24 hours. The General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine said this in a Facebook post, Ukrinform reports. The invaders are trying to hold the temporarily captured territories, concentrating their efforts on restraining the actions of the defense forces in certain directions. They are conducting offensive operations in the Bakhmut, Avdiivka and Novopavlivka directions, the report said. Over the past day, units of the defense forces of Ukraine repelled enemy attacks near Zabain in the Kharkiv region, Bilohorivka in the Luhansk region, Andriivka, Bakhmutsky, Berestov, Mayorsk, Makivka, Marinka, Ozaryanivka, Opatny, Pavlivka, Yakovlivka and Yampolivka in the Donetsk region and Sherbaki in the Zaporizhia region. Russian occupiers launched 4 missile attacks and 19 airstrikes, using multiple launch rocket systems more than 75 times. Areas of more than 35 settlements in the Chernihiv, Sumy, Kharkiv, Donetsk, Zaporizhia, Kherson, and Mykolaiv regions came under enemy fire. According to the General Staff, the Russian occupying forces continue to displace the population from the temporarily occupied territories of the Kherson region. Those living on the right bank of the Dnipro River, as well as in a 15-kilometer zone of the left bank, are subject to the so-called evacuation. According to available information, local residents are being taken from the village of Zavadivka to the temporarily occupied territory of the Autonomous Republic of Crimea, with their subsequent resettlement to Russia. On November 5 of this year, the occupiers sent messages to the subscribers of Russian mobile operators in Kherson with a warning about the Ukrainian armed forces allegedly preparing massing shelling of the city and with an appeal to leave the right bank part of the city as soon as possible. At the same time, in some settlements, the occupiers are destroying the cell towers of Ukrainian mobile operators. According to the updated information, Ukrainian strikes on the enemy in the past few days in the temporarily occupied territories of the Kherson and Zaporizhia regions have been confirmed. In the settlement of Chulanivka, Kherson region, an attack was made on an area where an occupier's unit was concentrated. The headquarters of a unit of the Russian armed forces was hit in the village of Basan, Zaporizhia region, and up to 10 pieces of military equipment and about 50 soldiers were destroyed. Some 20 pieces of military equipment were destroyed and up to 80 soldiers of the Russian occupation forces were injured outside the settlements of Polahi and Marfapol. On November 5, the aircraft of the Defense Forces of Ukraine struck the enemy 7 times, hitting 6 areas of concentration of personnel, weapons and military equipment, as well as the position of the enemy's air defense systems. Ukrainian air defense units shot down 4 hostile UAVs. Over the past 24 hours, soldiers of our rocket troops and artillery hit the enemy's command post, 7 areas of concentration of manpower, weapons and military equipment, an ammunition depot and 3 other important military objects of the occupiers, the General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine added. On the other hand, the relevant statement was made by the General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine on Facebook, and Ukrinform correspondent reports. Between February 24, 2022 and November 6, 2022, the enemy's total combat losses included also 2,765 tanks, plus 7 over the past day, 5,611 armored fighting vehicles, plus 1,781 artillery systems, plus 391 multiple launch rocket systems, 202 anti-aircraft warfare systems, 277 aircraft, 260 helicopters, 4,184 motor vehicles and fuel tanks, plus 16 warships, boats, 1,465 unmanned aerial vehicles, plus 155 special equipment units. A total of 399 enemy cruise missiles were shot down. A reminder that, over the past day, the Ukrainian military have repelled enemy attacks near 14 settlements in 4 regions.